Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on social media. And I just restarted my thing here because the algorithm did something. I got a notice from the TikTok algorithm. And, so I don't know if disconnecting and come back on disconnects whatever the violation was. But they said I violated something, the algorithm. So I don't think I violated anything. I was sharing information on a video of Dr. Stephen Greer talking about something. And so I restarted the uh, you know. So I've been on here for now 3 years, and I'm a talk show host. So I hope somebody in TikTok tells the algorithm to stop with this violation thing. You know, I mean, yeah, I did nothing to violate anything. So if TikTok, anybody live human beings in TikTok's watching this, the commanders show encounters, and as an NPR Pacifica radio person, and as a former news director as an NPR station, I think it's silly to put violation notices in your algorithm towards me for just sharing information. Everybody knows who Dr. Stephen Greer is, and he's talking about disclosure. So it took it a few minutes to tell me I was in violation for talking about the truth, you know? So I'm supposed to run and hide behind in a closet somewhere and stop doing what I'm doing. I'm supposed to actually be complicit to an algorithm, which is a computer telling me in its algorithm that I did something wrong. I'm speaking plain English, you know? When the commander is telling the truth, these things do happen, but I fight back. I don't accept the computer. I don't accept the violation. I just told them I was unclear about it because that is the only answer. If I give that answer, the algorithm doesn't know how to respond. If I say I understand it, then it's saying I agree with it. And I don't agree with it. Now I'm really amped up. Watch out. Algorithm or no algorithm, violation, algorithm, whatever. You're dealing with encounters, you know. And if anything, we are going to always talk about the truth here. Now I'm so, totally amped up here. I'm done with this garbage. I can say that word garbage because that's what it is. And if Dr. Greer wants us to do something on all these different social media outlets, and all these social media outlets start to censor people, then you know that these so-called outlets that are owned by big companies don't care about disclosure. They don't care about the things that are happening in our skies or in our oceans right now, because we're getting ready. And I've stated this before. We are getting ready for contact. I'm going to say it right loud and clear here. I'm not going to yell in my house, but I'm done. I'm done with the garbage of people thinking it's funny. I'm done with the garbage of agents on social media apps trying to cause confusion. I'm done with all the lies that have happened on the big media outlets of news stations. I am done with it. That violation notice, I just disconnected. Hopefully I don't know what that does, but I appealed it and told them that I basically could write a whole note, but it doesn't give you that option. But I'm saying to TikTok right now, I am a broadcaster. And if you do believe in the freedom of speech, then you must not tell me I cannot play something from Dr. Greer because it is giving information out to the public that is good information that should be shared to every single person out there, every single human being out there. Now, everybody should be looking at Dr. Greer's message, keeping in touch with what's going on, and I will definitely email his media team tomorrow morning, and I'm going to make a commitment to be part of that project, whatever it is, to bring about that disclosure. I'm going to do it. See, the worst thing the algorithm can do is get the commander going here. That's the worst thing the algorithm can do, because I'm not going to sit down. I'm not like a robot. I'm not just like a zombie sitting here. Okay, the TikTok algorithm just gave me a violation. I need to now hide somewhere. Anybody who knows me, who's watched my show, knows that I am here to bust the matrix. That includes an algorithm trying to tell me I'm wrong. So it's not happening. You know? It's not happening. Man, I'm amped up so much now, I don't know where I'm going to go. But I know we're going to do a good show tonight, and I know that we are going to have some good interviews tonight. And if there's anybody out there who is in the government, involved in the UFO subject matter, who's watching me right now, I invite you with top security clearance to come on this show and not be afraid to speak. If there's anybody out there who has connections with anybody with top security cosmic clearance, you invite them on the show here. I know they've got TikTok abilities. I know they've got the capabilities on their phones. I want some of those people on here tonight. Okay? We're talking about early January. Now we're January the 3rd coming up after midnight. Okay? Filtered comments, okay. So, yeah, it really is time. Hey, Green Eyes, good to see you. So welcome back, everybody. Please share and like. Now I'm really amped up. I want people to share with every single person out there that we're on live here. I don't care who it is, as long as they're, mature people that are interested in the subject, who are interested in disclosure. I'm done. The TikTok thing got me going here. That's it. I'm finished. I'm not finished. I don't mean I'm finished with my broadcast. I'm finished with the whole computer controlling situation. That's the problem with our society. Once the computers control our media and control what we can say, there is no complete freedom of communications, of disclosure, because it's going to affect everybody in our society. It will. I guarantee it. I'm the calmest angry guy, and that's probably a good thing. I could be yelling and screaming right now and going through the computer, but that's not happening. I've been in this subject for too long. I've been in this mission for too long to bust the matrix. And right now, I am speaking truth. If you want to hear a preacher on disclosure, you got one right here tonight, TikTok. Because I'm speaking truth. I'm not taking a guess. Let's have a discussion and discuss the roundabouts of how a UFO is made. Or let's discuss, is there nuts and bolts in a spaceship? That's safe. We can talk about nuts and bolts in a spaceship. What's the propulsion of a UFO? That's a safe topic. Let's not talk about the fact that there are space people coming to Earth in spaceships. You really want to get into it? Let's do it. Let's do it. Now I'm going to just say it the way it is. There are space people, and I don't care if you believe me or not, that have been coming here for billions of years, before you even had a TikTok, a Facebook, a cell phone, a TV set. They've been coming here forever. Just because you don't believe it out there in the world doesn't mean it doesn't exist, because you're operating in a limited conscious reality in the 3D world that you've been subjected to and brainwashed in ever since you were a kid. You were told what to think, you read the textbooks, you believed them, you did your thing, went to church, went to temple, went to a mosque, and you got indoctrinated. Instead of becoming free and remembering who you are, you got indoctrinated. You want to know me being amped up? I am amped up here. Don't even try, any skeptical people, to deal with it with me, because I will break your matrix tonight. I guarantee you. All right? I will bust your matrix. Because right now, I'm in no mood for the skeptics with their intellectual minds that are going to say, but Commander, can you prove that there's intelligent life in the universe? Well, I can prove that we've created computers that are trying to control the dialogue of people who are telling the truth. I can prove that. Yes, and I can definitely prove the fact that there are people from other worlds coming here. They've been coming here for millions of years. They live in our oceans. They have bases in volcanoes. They've been here before even you existed. You want to talk about truth? I am amped up tonight. Talk about getting me started. Hey, I gotta bring Court. I gotta bring you up. Speaking of truth, I want to bring up this person. She's going to be a guest on my show because this person is speaking truth. Information. Her video footage was phenomenal. And the largest UFO show on social media saw that video, which was me, and her video was amazing footage. I posted it on her main page. Hey, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
I am amped up. I got a little violation notice from TikTok because I was showing Dr. Stephen Greer's video, and now I'm out to bust the matrix tonight.
Oh, nice.
And and I know you had problems with people attacking your footage, but I did see the footage, and it was pretty amazing. Tell people who you are, and welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit about when things started happening with the sighting and sightings that you've been having.
Okay, so my name is Courtney. I'm 39. I'm originally from Buffalo, but I've been living in South Florida, Boca Raton.
Can you bring your camera on? You know how to do that?
Yeah. 1 second. Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna get her on the camera. Hold on, folks.
All right, 1 second.
Hey, Gabby.
Okay, we got this.
Almost there. Let's see. You have to save it.
Oh, save. Got it.
There
Okay,
you go. All
here I
right.
am.
And
It's late.
and tell me about your first name.
So my name is Courtney.
Courtney, yes. Okay, Courtney. And
Okay.
I saw her video. Go ahead. Let's share a little bit of background about your story. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, this is crazy. So I'm a hairdresser and I live in South Florida, Boca Raton, but I have a salon down in Fort Lauderdale, and this is just crazy. So I'm very like an emotional, spiritual type person. I'm a Leo, so like I'm always sensitive to things, being a hairstylist too, and this is just I'm still like overwhelmed with this because I'm driving home from work. I think it was December 18th. And I started, by the way, I'm going to slow down for a second. So I
Yeah.
started getting obsessed with all of this stuff when I watched the US congressional hearing in July of 2023 with David Grush. He was the whistleblower for the
Yeah.
government. And so I started seeing stuff in the skies then. But of course, like me being a hairstylist, all my clients were like, oh, you're crazy. And I'm like, you do understand, like it took a year for this guy to get where he was. He had to go in front of Congress for 8 to 9 hours and in a closed session and tell these people
Right.
what he's been seeing for like the last however many years, you know? And I'm not crazy. I'm not the one who had the US congressional hearing, but whatever. So I started noticing some things in the skies in 2023, September. And I have a lot of footage that I've saved. And long story short, I started reporting on like the drones in over Capitol Hill November 28th that no one was talking about. No one was except for like TikTok. And yeah, so it was December 18th. We'll fast forward, and I was driving home from work, and I live in a townhouse community. And I was on the phone with my husband, and sometimes he like, gaslights me a little bit with this stuff because he's like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
you're crazy," and I was like, "Brian, you need to get out here, get out here, get out here." So I have my phone out, and I have an iPhone, and I wasn't expecting to be like a professional videographer, and
Right.
I saw the. Oh, this is okay. This is fucking crazy. So I literally am pulling up, and it's weird because it felt like time was standing still. Like there was a few cars, and it's almost like these people didn't even move, and it was like only Brian and I were in the moment. And I saw this. It was huge. It was huge. It was like a plane. It looked like a large plane, but flat, and
Yeah.
it was slowly hovering. Like it was like there was no noise. It was like hovering over the townhouses. So I got out of my car and I'm like, look, 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 look. And I was videotaping as best as I could. But of course, when I posted the video, everybody was attacking my videography skills and my personal appearance because people are
Mhm.
just sad individuals. So
Yeah. Excuse
then,
me.
then this is the crazy part. So people are like, why weren't you running? I'm like, you don't understand. I'm short. I ran as fast as I could. And then my husband ran in the backyard area
Mhm.
and he caught like part of the end of the clip. And he is like one of those people who like is a non-believer. And we both went in the
Yeah.
house and he's like, what the did I just see? And I go, I know. I'm like, you saw UAP. And he's like, what did we just see? So for like 5, 10, he just kept going on and on. So that's when I went in my bathroom and I'm like, oh my God, you guys have to see what I just caught on camera. It's so effed up. I was in the moment and I was literally shaking because, and I actually had like a stomach ache after I saw it. I was like, what the f- is this?
Yeah, yeah.
And then I posted it. And mind you, like some of my stuff kind of goes viral because I've lost like 76 pounds over the last year. So like I post a lot of like weight loss stuff, etc. But like a lot of my stuff gets like 200,
Yeah,
you know, nothing crazy. This thing went
right.
so crazy. I think I'm at like 90,000 views, but
I got the video here. Can we show it? I have the
yeah, that's
video
fine.
here.
Sure.
So we're going to show her video, everybody. You're going to see this video. And personally, I've reviewed, because I've been in radio and TV, I reviewed tons of video of UFO footage, CGI footage. I've seen it all on TikTok, on YouTube. I know what I'm looking at, and I can tell you if it's real or not, and it was real. Now, some people were attacking her and saying, "Oh, it's just a conventional aircraft." This thing was not a conventional aircraft whatsoever. It wasn't a blimp. It wasn't a helicopter. I'm going to show it to you now. Give me a second here,
Sure.
and you're going to see this because I am so amped up tonight. We're going to get to share stuff here, and it's going to be phenomenal. People need to see these things. Let me just flip the camera here. Okay, now I'm going to take my thing off here in a minute and go to my effects thing here. We're going to go here. Now, this is the video here. I'm going to start playing it. I posted it on my main page, and you're going to look at this. I'm not using the sound for many reasons, but here it is. And this it sure has blinking lights, but just because the thing has blinking lights doesn't mean it's a conventional aircraft. This is the problem with people. The thing was really low, wasn't it? Tell us, you were with your husband at the time this was happening, and there were comments you were both making. But here's the object right here, and it's pretty crazy. So what did it look like to you when you were out there looking at it?
So this is the best way I can explain it, and I actually want to follow up with the conversation I had with my neighbor the following morning. So when I first saw it, it was very flat. To me, it looked like almost like a pancake. It was like somebody took something and smushed a plane and like leveled it. It was so
Yeah,
flat. It was flat to me.
yeah,
And it was hovering and it was so low, as if somebody could stand on their roof and like touch it, you know?
yeah. It was really low.
And
That's crazy.
there's this lady that works, she's on the HOA board and she's in her 70s. And I was walking my dog the next morning, and because I had posted it on Facebook, and she's like, hey, how's it going? I just want to tell you, my son and I saw your video, and my son and I were like, oh, wow, is that the blimp? And then she goes, no, that couldn't have been the blimp. You know what? There's no way that was the blimp. That thing was so flat and so low. And I said,
Yeah.
hold that thought. Let me get my camera so I can actually. So I felt validated in that moment because I don't like to put out misinformation. I don't
Right,
normally post about this stuff, but I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, I have to.
right, right. It was a moment in your life. Not everybody, we have 8 billion people on the planet. You and your husband were there. Something happened that was extraordinary for her, something that most people would never see in their life in a neighborhood, coming real low over their house. That wasn't a blimp. It wasn't a conventional aircraft. It wasn't some new commercial airliner with a bunch of tourists going over in the neighborhood in Boca Raton, Florida. This thing was an unidentified flying object. And when we use that term in the UFO community, that means it cannot be identified as conventional craft. People get that? It cannot be identified as conventional craft. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm going to go back to my screen here. Wait a minute.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm still speechless about it. This the sad part is this, and like for whoever is listening,
Right.
I was so like amped up in the moment, and I posted it, and the comments that people were making were out of control, between like the gaslighting or, oh, this is fake. And
Right.
it's like, I'm a hairdresser. I don't know how to sit there and make fake videos.
Right.
Post fake.
You're not a professional video person, TV person.
Not only, yeah, exactly. And not only that, too, like I have my own business, I have integrity. I'm not going to post something that's going to jeopardize my reputation, you know? Not going to do that. I've been doing hair for over 21 years and I've been in business for myself for the last 11 years. Like that's the last thing I
Mm-hmm.
would do. But I will say this, it's strange. Like now that I saw that and I've seen other things with like blinking lights, like sometimes I can see things with my naked eye and it almost like looks like there's angel wings coming from some of these things. And I do get my planet constellation app out to make sure it's not a planet or a star, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I think your story is a good one, and that's the reason why I have you on this show because it is the number one UFO talk show on social media. And I think it validates by being on here. It validates all the things you're talking about.
Mhm.
If you haven't seen her video, you can check her main page. She doesn't have a lot of UFO content because that's not where you came from. You were from the hairstyling, looking nice kind of thing, and then this happens to you. When you actually have a real UFO sighting, folks, you have to understand something. All right, it changes your perception of what you think reality is. You
Yeah,
grow up thinking, I want to be a hairstylist, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a teacher, and then this thing pops up in front of your house in the sky, and you're saying, what the heck's going on here? And then you start questioning things, and you can never go back to who you were anymore because now you're looking at the universe in a different way than you did before this happened, right?
100%. So
Absolutely.
I tonight was kind of messed up. So I'm leaving work and I'm getting on to the 95. So if anybody on here is listening, I work in Fort Lauderdale. So where you see the Fort Lauderdale airport and the Hard Rock Hollywood Hotel, that's kind of like my way home. So this is weird. And this is why I think the universe was like trying to mess with me.
Hmm.
The cars were all like crazy when I was getting on the highway and I ended up like I like bumped like I crashed in the back of this lady's car, but like she
Oh my
didn't get
God.
I know I'm like what the hell? So she whatever, her car was fine. We everyone was fine and we just kept going on. So then 5 minutes later I'm driving and I was like, what the heck is that? And I saw I sent you the video, a triangular object in the sky. And again, I'm driving, it's not safe to videotape, but I did
Hmm.
a triangular object and it had three blue lights. And I sent you a message. I actually tagged you in my video.
And
This
I think we need to see that. I did. You sent that to my email, right?
it's on my TikTok page. No, I didn't
It's on
send
your
it.
TikTok page. Okay. So we're going to go to your TikTok page, and it's on the TikTok page, correct?
Yeah, it's on my Quartz Tech Shop, and I actually did it in slow motion. And this thing looks like a legitimate UFO. It shape shifted. There was multiple things going on in this video.
Now we're gonna go take a look at that. I'm going to your page now,
Yeah,
and I see the video. Wait a minute. You're talking, and then you go to the video, or do you have just the straight video?
yeah. I'm talking. You can just fast forward to it, and then
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Let's see here. So we'll get to the video here. I'm going to stop it. Okay, right here. Let me stop it if I can. Hold on a minute.
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to show the video, the triangular object, and give me a second. We'll go back. And you just got this. What time was it when you videotaped that?
Yeah, that was at, hold on a second, I'm thinking. Yeah, that was 7:30 p.m.
7:30 this evening?
Yes.
That's crazy. So we're going to take a look at that video. Hold on a minute.
And I
I'm going
will
to show
say
you
that
another.
you won't see
Go
too much
ahead.
of like a triangular because I was driving so fast, but I slowed it down and it almost flatlined. It was weird how it did this.
Okay, we're gonna get to that video here. Let me go backwards here to where you're talking, and let's see. I'll stop in a minute here. And let's see. Now we're going to stop the video for a minute. And let's see if I can do this. Okay. That's not what I want to do. Hold on a minute. All right. Gonna have to bring the video backwards. We're going to show people this video. This is tonight. So give me a second here. I'm just trying to get this to stop for a minute. And we'll show you the video. Okay. Let's see here.
How did I lose the weight? So it's a whole thing. But January, you can find my TikTok story on there. I started taking GLP-1 medication, compound tirzepatide. It's not Ozempic. It's actually better. But I started taking it. I have a herniated disc in my back. I took it day one. January 10th, I took it. The next day, I had no back pain, so I started weight training immediately. Here's the video.
Okay, here's the video right here, folks. And this is right here. You can see this from Florida tonight at 7:30.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. So this is from she recorded this tonight, and you're on the highway.
Yeah, like shouldn't be using my phone, but whatever. I did it because I was
Well,
like, I have to videotape. This is, oh,
no, we gotta be. Yeah. So this is an interstate highway system you're on.
yeah. So I think, no, this
Look at
was
that thing.
Florida's Turnpike. It was Florida's
Oh,
Turnpike.
okay, a turnpike. Okay.
Yeah. And it's almost like if it were a UFO UAP, it's almost
Mm-hmm.
like they were disguising themselves because there is a lot. So to my right, the passenger seat is actually towards the Atlantic Ocean. So
Okay.
there's a
Wow.
lot of drones. You're always over there, and I don't know
Yeah.
what's whose or what.
So as we're looking at this, Courtney, is there more on this that I'm not seeing yet?
Yeah, you'll see because I actually replay the video and then I do a still shot of these like things up close
Oh,
because I zoom
oh,
in.
really? Okay, good.
Yeah.
So this gets even more interesting. So we're going to see. This was from tonight at 7:30.
Yeah.
There's something there. Is that one of the things in the sky there?
That's one
Is that,
thing. And then you'll see this beam of light come across there.
really? Let's see here.
Mhm. You'll see it like right in the top. See
Oh, look
that?
at that.
What is
What was
that?
that? You're asking me. I'm asking you. I mean, that was
That's,
crazy. Look
I
at that.
noticed that afterwards. Here's why. I was trying to get the three
Okay.
object. I was trying to get the UFO's triangle object, and then when I slowed down the video, I said, "Holy crap! Look at those things flying across the screen." And then
Yeah.
I slowed it down.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And on her page, if you want to rewatch the video footage, you really could. I mean, on her main page, you're going to be able to see that. Let me go back to my face here. Here we go. That's incredible. And that, folks, was tonight. All right, that was tonight. On one side of the road is the Atlantic Ocean. The other side, where these things were going, that was more inland, away from the ocean. Correct?
Correct.
And is there water all around that area? Like I noticed, like close to Boca Raton, there must be a lot of waterways. I would think, right?
Yeah. So, for instance, where I live, I'm 4 miles west of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. And it's amazing. From the video you showed, the one coming over your house, and these are totally different objects
Mhm.
that are kind of amazing. And you say you thought it was a triangular thing, and then these beams of the beam of light, which is like, it seems like it's blue, like a blue line, a beam of light coming right across. It's amazing. I think you have some amazing footage there.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Wow, Courtney, I want to thank you for being on here. Now people are going to look at your page, look at the videos, and analyze it. I analyzed it a lot before we did anything, and I don't listen to it. I'm here to bust the matrix. I don't care what other people's opinions are. I've been in this thing too many years in the subject. I've seen too many things, including 2 large spaceships in the '80s in Connecticut, to say why. When I look at things, if it was swamp gas, I'd tell you that in a minute. But none of your stuff was swamp gas or balloons. You actually have some very interesting footage, and we thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You've been a great guest. Thank you, Courtney.
All right.
Everybody check out her page when you get a chance, and you can re-look at the videos and get a better idea, in terms of what she's doing. And I'm pretty sure you're going to have more sightings. For some strange reason, when you do have more sightings, come back and tell us about it.
I will.
I know you're going to have some more sightings. Whatever reason, she's going to have more sightings, folks. Guaranteed. Hey, Courtney, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. And you're watching Encounters. Our special guest this evening was Courtney, and had 2 videos, one from tonight, and I thought that was amazing. And I'm really good about looking at things. I've been in touch with people on TikTok that are really getting some footage out there, not the CGI people or the people joking around about UFOs, but people that are really having some very important things. I've been in the media a long time. I know what to look for. I know when people have real footage, and I don't care about people's opinions. If I think it's real, they're coming on the show. You know, you can, yeah. I see it's Cheyenne Delgado. Yes, absolutely. You'll see it more than once. When you start having sightings, in her case, she's had. Let's see here. Okay, enough with the Adam Sandler stuff. That person is now going out. No more Adam Sandler stuff here. I don't know why people think I'm related, but that's, whatever. I didn't block him. I just muted him because I don't want to hear any more Adam Sandler stuff. But no, I think, that is the most beautiful thing is her footage. And seriously, I think she's going to have more sightings. Yeah, we're feeling a lot better. A little bit of a cough there, a little bit of a cough left, but we're doing good. We're doing good. And of course, if you're having sightings and you're videotaping like she has what's happening and documenting it, hey, Albuquerque, good to see you. Welcome to the show. We definitely on Encounters want to hear your stories. If you have video footage, we certainly want to know about it. So, Jay, let me see here. Can you tell us a little about yourself? Let's see, Jay Rogers. How do you add a video for you to see? Well, tell us about. It looks like you might have something to share in terms of a video for me to see. If it's a UFO related video, you have to just email me a copy of the video to my email address for the show, CmdrAleon at AOL.com. I'll review the video and that's how we started. Tell us when the date was of the sighting, where it was, what location around the planet, wherever you are, and tell us a little bit about the background of what you were recording, and I'd be happy to take a look at it. So there's a lot going on, and Wisdom, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in to the show here, welcome to the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. This is Encounters. Hey, Tammy from North Carolina. Feed me green. You're most welcome. We've been on here now going on 3 years on TikTok with a real UFO show here. We're not here to have multiple people yelling at each other like some people do on TikTok. And she has amazing footage, Yeah, Greer has a new video. Dr. Greer is planning something, and I'll be getting in touch with his media team on email tomorrow and letting him know that Encounters is all in on this whole thing with disclosure in early January. And we are definitely in on that. We're going to get in on that. And Arlington, Washington State, good to see you, Alcove. I've been through the years already. Well, I know it's pretty hard to believe. Let's see who we got in the screen here. I'm going to bring up Ashley, one of my moderators, and Ashley's going to come up here. This is Encounters. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy New Year, Vincent. Happy New Year. And hey, Ashley, how's it going? Oh, I don't hear you.
Oh, you don't?
Now I hear you.
Oh. Okay, hold on one second. Just 1 second.
Hey, Debbie, welcome to the show, Debbie.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you sound great.
Okay, good. Hi, how are you?
Did you want to go on camera? Are you able to do that, or are you driving?
Oh, I'm in the dark anyway.
Oh, you
I'm
are?
in my
Okay.
car. I just pulled up to my house. You can't even see
Okay.
me anyway. But I just wanted to mention real quick because I sent you a message that I saw a podcast that Stephen Greer did a couple
Yeah.
days ago. I didn't
Yeah.
know if you got it or not. It was
I don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, and you heard about Dr. Greer's new announcement.
Yeah, and he explains more. Like, I know that everybody has their opinions about him.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But he went in to describe what these Dior bags are, and
Yeah, I know what they are.
yeah.
They asked
But
him what that is?
yeah.
Really? What did he say to that?
Do you want me to say or do you want to watch it? Because it's pretty interesting.
I wouldn't. I think I'm going to watch it, but just mention what it's because I got like problems with. I'm not even worried about it with the violation thing earlier. But tell us what he said.
It's like a what do you call those? Is it like black ops projects
Yeah,
where they
Black
don't
Op
have
projects.
anything to do,
Yeah,
like kind of not with the government. They don't get direct government funding. They get it from um other people that I guess have like leftover money and they give it to them. And
yeah,
then he kind of said like
or lots of money.
spin-off money or something. He was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
um, and he went into more about what they're going to be disclosing, but I can't really remember now, like the specifics. But it's
Well, he said he talked about actually this their site that's going to exist soon, and that's why tomorrow I'm going to email his email team about my show, and I want to find out what I need to do, and I will jump in there and get involved with that. But also at the same token, his team needs to understand that there's going to be physical contact in 2026. Now, I don't know if Dr. Greer knows that or not. I'd love to talk to him directly to see if he understands that, or whether um, you know,
he said it is coming. He said that
and,
though he said that these are the Black Ops programs were able to
yeah.
make the plasmoids or orbs or drones or whatever that
Do you
they're
believe that?
making.
Do you believe that that's true?
I don't know. That's what he
I
said is coming out in his information.
yeah, I'm going to say that I don't believe that any Black Op project is making the orbs. Their orbs have been around. These orb craft have been around for a long time, even before we existed. I don't see how the secret operations could create these orb type events. I do believe that, in my opinion, that the government has created a technology that is to confuse people, and that's what the so-called Ds are that are been seen. And now that you're seeing these orbs, I don't think that has anything to do with our Earth government or anything to do with secret programs. I think the orbs are actually extraterrestrial. They have nothing to do. So I don't think the information he's being given about that is actually accurate. I think there's certain things that he says about disclosure. Um, you know, I want to know more about what this thing is that he's saying that's going to happen, because I want to know whether it's actually really disclosure or diverting people from disclosure. Meaning, people watching me on here for 2 years now, 3 years. Hey, Stephen, we're going to have you. Steve, we're going to bring you up next on the show, Stephen. Um, I'm watching very carefully how his organization deals with this, and Stephen Greer himself deals with this. I've interviewed him once back in the '90s in New Hampshire at the New Hampshire MUFON conference. I'm very interested to see whether Dr. Greer is truly going to the information he's getting is whether it's accurate from these people saying that it is a program. These orbs, I don't believe we have the ability to uh, to create these orbs. I don't think it's possible. They're not man-made, and it's definitely I don't think anything in any of our underground government programs. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I
Yeah,
think
I
he's
have.
getting I think he's getting misinformation on that, and I don't think it's true.
Yeah. Hey, we're Deadpool, my friend. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're in here. Um, yeah. So I don't know if I believe him or not. I was just wanting to let you know, like some of what he said. But I'll message you again that the podcast, the name of the podcast, is only an hour and
Yeah,
a half long, and it goes by
yeah.
fast. He like says a lot more in it, and it's
I have a lot of questions for his group, and I'd like to pick Dr. D. Stephen Greer's brain. I would be a hard interviewer on him. I'd question him in a different way than other people do. I want to find out where he is in terms of, all this whole thing. I've known of him, and only interviewed him once when he first started out. His organization had a phone number. You could call them up. It was pretty much you can call up and get somebody on the phone. Now it's all by email. So I'm going to email the media team tomorrow and find out, folks, exactly what this thing is, what this site is that's going to be created, and see what's going to happen with it. Because being a person in my background's news media, and I've been involved as a newscaster, I question things. I question everything. That's where Busting the Matrix is all about. You question everything out there. And like I said, disclosure, I don't want people to depend on any one person for disclosure. If you end up doing that, and it busts, and the information that is being given by people on the inside, maybe some of them do want the truth to be out, and they're using Dr. Stephen Greer to do that. He has a lot of contacts. We have to see where this goes. But I can tell you that right now, the information I've shared with you regarding the space people, that's going to be disclosure. That's the real disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get us getting kind of sucked in on waiting for Dr. Greer to say, get us all doing this, 8 billion people on the planet, when what we need to do is have the truth be told, and it hasn't been told for 70 years. You know
No,
what I mean?
I totally agree. I was just letting you know
No, I
that there
agree with
was
you.
like new information that I've seen nobody talk about because not a lot of people have seen it yet because it's only a couple days old. But he does talk about in the end how we need to come together and pray, believe in God, and that's the way that it's gonna help us progress to have the contact.
Now, if anybody
But he
has
said
contact, if anyone has contact with Dr. Stephen Greer who's watching and monitoring my show, get Dr. Stephen Greer to come on at 11 o'clock on my show and come on live on my show, and we'll talk to him. If you know Dr. Stephen Greer personally, contact him. Tell him the commander wants to speak to him on encounters. We'll talk to him, and then we'll get a better idea of where his head's at, But Ashley, thank you for sharing that,
Yeah, and I'll ask that guy that does the podcast if he can ask him too.
Okay, yeah. If he has connections with Dr. Greer, tell him to get Dr. Greer on TikTok at 11 o'clock at night, and I'll talk to him directly on this show.
Yeah, because it's not the first time he's interviewed him. So
yeah, so he probably has contact with him. And again, I'm not saying I agree with everything Dr. Greer says. I want to interview the guy. I want to talk to him. I want to find out where his head's at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it is an interesting podcast to watch. I can put it in the chat, and then people can screenshot it to go watch it.
Yeah.
It explains what his point is or whatever, just so you guys can get, I don't know. Take what you want. I'm just saying it's new information that I haven't heard anybody talking about.
Yeah, and and again, there's a lot of different people with different views of Dr. Greer. And I'm not the person. There's certain things I like about him, and I because I met him once, but again, I question everything. And Dr. Greer, Debbie runs CSETI. It's a group that deals with the C5 app, where people use the app to go out and do C5s to contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. So that's who Dr. Greer is. If you'll see his videos on YouTube. He's pretty well known in the field of ufology and disclosure. All right. Very good. All right, Ashley, I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to try to find that other person that I wanted to bring up here. I'm going to go backwards here.
Okay. All right, I'm going to put this in the chat, and I'll talk to you later. Or
more Deadpool. Good to see you, brother.
I know. I love him.
He's good on disclosure work.
He's the best. He's the best.
Let's see. Well, I got to go backwards and see if I find this person. I know I'm looking here. He said he came back, and let's see. We'll find. Hey, Ashley, I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
And if you want to get on the show, folks, you need to be over 18. No kids on the show. No smoking on the show. No vaping on the camera. No drugs. No drinking. No drugs or all that stuff. No religion. No politics, and no paranormal discussion. Here it is, Stephen. There he is. I'm going to bring him. I'm going to try to bring Stephen on here. Stephen, I hope you're here. Stephen, there we go. This will be good.
Okay.
Hey, Stephen, how are you doing, brother?
Good. Can you hear?
Yeah, can you turn your camera on? Are you able to do that?
Yeah, how do I do it?
Just press the save button where there's a little camera icon. You press that, you unlock it, and save it, and you'll be on camera.
Okay. Where's that button at? The bottom or top? Do you know?
Yeah, it's I think it might be at the bottom. You'll see it.
Okay.
And you're watching Encounters, everybody, the
I
most
see a
talked about UFO talks. Yeah, there's a microphone, but there's a camera. It's like a little square thing, white, looks like an old camera. It's on your screen, and you just press it, unlock it, and save it.
Try that.
It's there.
Okay. I'm working on it here.
You'll get it.
Well, that's hard. Jeez, Pete's here. Okay, I got
I've
a
helped
yellow
numerous
pen.
people. Yep.
Nope, not
See
that
here.
button. No, it ain't that button. Dang it. What?
It's right on your screen. It's on your screen. It might be in some other part of the screen, but it's either in the top or the bottom. It'll be a square-looking camera with a circle around it. It says camera. You have a GIF, microphone, camera, expand.
Join
Yeah.
to unlock
Yeah.
member. Okay. So I just hit join.
And save.
Let's see.
It should bring up a camera.
It ain't working, man. Damn it.
And you do have the capability because you have enough followers, so we can bring you up on camera. We're watching Encounters here. I'm
Okay.
helping Stephen get on camera here.
Yeah, and I've never done it, so this is new, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, you will, brother.
That's Facebook.
It should be, not Facebook. You're going to be on your TikTok. You'll see, if you go on your main screen here, you'll see that there is actually a count.
You'll connect using auto only.
Nope, you don't do that. You already have the auto, so you're doing that already. You're going to connect with.
There it is. Can you see me?
Not yet. You got to save it. Press save.
Oh, to save. Okay. There I am.
You got it. There you go, brother.
My first time.
My commander never gives up.
Yeah, hey, thank you, man. I'm new at this. Like, I was just trucking for so long that I haven't really learned about TikTok.
So tell us a little about your background, Stephen, and what you'd like to share tonight on Encounters.
Well, I'd like to share that I believe, this is my personal opinion, I never call nobody else a liar or call them out, but I believe it's that disclosure is going to come from regular people. As much people who are open and will reach out to them, they're there. They're definitely there waiting. I've got a lot of pictures and videos, but I asked permission. I started in programs, geez, oh man, 4 years old, 5 years old, I saw this black dot on my wall and it spun and it was a window. And then my brother walked in and saw it and it closed because somebody else was in the room. They were checking me out. And these
now let's go backwards. What did you see again? If I just wanted to recatch what he just said.
It was a black dot at first, just a dot, small, about the size of a Mountain Dew bottle cap. But then it spun like a liquid, like a spiral, and it became.
And it got big.
Yeah, about 2 foot circle. Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. And then I got to see those men standing there, 3 men. And so my brother walked into the room and, check on me. I was a kid playing Lincoln Logs. And he's like, I just saw something on the wall. We all went to the wall. I was touching the wall. So he's like, do you remember what you saw? And he got me a pencil and paper. I started drawing while I drew swastikas. I said, yeah, right here on their collar, they had swastikas. These were humans.
These are humans. So
they were Germans. They were Germans.
This is crazy. So this is crazy. So this portal of a little thing opens up in your room. How old were you?
About four and a half, almost 5. I hadn't started school yet.
And what year was this?
Oh, God, I'm going to say 1978, 79.
This is crazy. So this portal opens up, and these 3 men that are human have these things on them, that whatever, and
they look on uniform, look like a
like they were
military.
Now, were they coming through a portal? They look like a portal opened?
Yeah, it looked like a portal opened. I mean, it looked literally like a perfect pane of glass. I thought there was a hole in the wall, and I could.
That's crazy.
Outside. As a kid, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. So when that happened, this is crazy.
Yes, it is.
This portal, and I'm not saying you're crazy, but this whole thing.
It's wild.
So this portal opens up. These 3 Germans or whatever come through, correct?
Yeah,
And
one
then
had on a white coat, like a lab coat, almost.
a lab coat.
I only knew of a doctor. You know, my mom and brother were teaching me when I was a kid. So when I
Hmm.
went to a doctor appointment, my mom said if they wear the white coat, that means they're a doctor. So he had on round glasses and this
Really?
white coat. The other two had on dark gray. It wasn't black, but it was dark
Yeah,
gray.
yeah.
And then on
And
their
did they?
collar, they had a
Yeah.
swastika symbol because
Now,
I
did they
drew it.
say any? Did they say any words, or they were just looking at you?
They were just looking at me, and I
And
didn't
how
have
long did
no
that
clue.
last?
I didn't have no
Yeah,
clue at that age what Germans were, what that swastika symbol was.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But of
That's
course, it
that's
happened.
amazing.
It happened a few more times, and then I went to
Really?
school, and at school, well, before I went to school, I was sitting in the same room, and this little white being, about 3 foot tall, peeks in the window, and I started hyperventilating because I didn't know who he was. Like he didn't look like us.
Hmm.
So I had
What?
contact.
Now, let's slow you down. What did he look like?
He just was really, I'm talking about his skin, like his face was white as white. I'm telling you,
Really?
white. He didn't have gigantic eyes like a gray or what you call gray. It wasn't like that.
Like a Zeta?
Yeah, he had like regular size eyes like us,
Did
but
he have a regular nose and a mouth, or can you
small
describe that?
nose, small mouth.
Hmm.
He was just small. I mean, he didn't
Oh,
have a giant head, nothing. It was normal size, I would say. Like,
yeah.
he was small. He was real small, and he was so white. He was whiter than the paint white. You paint white,
Oh my
that's how.
gosh.
Yeah. So
So, and that's when you were still a kid, like when you were young, right?
that's when my first memories. And then my brother and mom used to come find me in the backyard at 3 and 4 a.m. because I would sleepwalk. So I started
It was.
sleepwalking. Neighbors started calling their contacts. He was in the Navy, and he
Yeah.
started saying, "There's bright lights in my neighbor's backyard. We see them like almost every night." So then
Really?
we lived close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and I met a guy who I guess he stayed outside my house for I think he said about 10 days, and he was a major. That's all I ever called him was major. And for 10 days, he did a stakeout. And he said he saw me walk out the window onto the roof, but then I just disappeared because the cloaked ship or whatever it was, I walked right in it and you couldn't see me no more.
Wait a minute. Oh, we got to slow you down here. So you walked out of. So what? On the? Are you on the second floor of your
Yeah, second
house?
floor. Second floor,
So
I
when
walked
you
out on the roof.
now and to walk out on the roof, was the window connected to the roof?
Yeah, the window sat on the edge of the roof, and the roof was like an L shape over top of our
L-shaped
pool.
roof. So you
Yeah.
walk out of the roof and you walk on the roof. And how long did it take for you to disappear on the roof on what is a cloaked spaceship?
About halfway. So say the roof was about 6 foot in distance, about 3 feet. The first 3 feet out, then he said that's what he told me later after I got into this program. It's just how I started because they wanted us. They were waiting for children like us. They called the program. It was a DARPA program.
Mm, a
That's what I
DARPA.
saw in the
Can
paperwork.
you explain? Can you explain what that is? And also, to give my audience, this is
Yeah.
amazing. Can you tell us? Because this is you were living near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. There's a lot about that we can get into. You, as a child, were taken on some ship. Was it an Earth-based government craft that was cloaked, or was it a
The
extraterrestrial
first
craft?
the first ship I went on was non-human, and it had a chemical smell. The best way I can describe it. The people were different heights, so I'm just going to be, and they were very insectoid. So my brother came out into the backyard one night, and he looked and he saw the white light as it was taking off. So
Right.
then he asked me questions, and I'm just going to tell you what I saw. Now you know by
Right.
now they got technology; they can make it look like whatever they want.
Oh yeah. No,
So
I know
I
that.
saw a boat. That's what their ship looked like, is a boat. It looks just like a boat. And then I had a boat that I used to float in my bathtub, and that's what it looked like. It was just like
Yeah.
a boat, shaped
And
just like a
how
boat. Came to a
and how
point.
old were you, Stephen, when you were taken when you went on the roof? And he went on the roof, folks, and he definitely went into the ship with these
Yeah,
non-terrestrial beings.
about 5 years old.
Um, right, and those are the beings that work with the government, who are the
Yeah,
low vibrational beings that do the stuff they do that is against universal law. I work with the Ashtar Command. I am
they were
from that
definitely
level of
working
consciousness.
together. You're right about
They were
that.
definitely they're working together.
Yeah.
So, how did they find you as a kid? I mean, how did you end up being? Have people in your family been involved in things like this, and
Yes.
you were part of that?
Okay, later on, now this is fast forward. Here, when I went to these programs, I had something they called photographic memory, where I could
Hmm.
see something, and like maybe you got a wife or a daughter or something, and you could just think of her and see her in your mind. So that's kind of how it works. But I could read a book, and then I could close the book and read it back to you, and I can even do it right now. I don't need to prove it, but you know what I'm
Right,
saying.
right.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
very strong and very obvious for me. So they always treated me great, and then I started noticing that the same things was happening over and over. We did some tests. When they came, the program was called My Lab, which meant Military Induction Laboratories, because
Okay.
at first they were doing research and development, but there was a need. The need they were looking for was called intuitive empaths, and they were the ones that could connect with the extraterrestrial or non-human
Right.
beings.
The intuitive
They wanted
empaths. Yeah.
us. So
So you're an intuitive empath, correct?
yeah, and
Okay.
probably much more, but that's what they called it. Yes.
Hmm.
And these were German programs. I know a lot of people don't know that part of the history, but NASA, the whatever you call it, paperclip, they were very much, and my family had German ancestry. And as the years went
Hmm.
by, I exited the program. I went in maybe 5 times, five different
Hmm.
times, but every time you exited, they took and suppressed your memory. They would use hypnosis, sometimes
Really?
injections and drugs. You weren't
Oh my
allowed to come
gosh.
home and just talk all about it, but I would
Hmm.
come home and share stories with my mom, and I would see
Hmm.
technologies and would tell her in great detail what was coming.
Hmm.
We had a
So
phone
were you
on the,
taken on to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base?
yes, I went
So
underground
this
there.
is. Oh no, I got tons of questions, man. You,
Yeah,
you just open up my consciousness to like I got tons of questions.
cool.
So when you're on the base,
Yeah.
how many years were you involved in the program? Number one, when you were taken on the base, I know there are multi-level facilities, and I know on Wright Patterson there is a lower there's a underground area for the non-terrestrials who are working with the government where they have living quarters. Did you see those when you were on the base? Did you see any of that activity?
Well, we went down a big elevator, and it was huge. Okay, and we would go on a lot of field trips. And when everybody would get on the bus, they would have a car behind the bus. And all of a sudden, I'm just going to tell you my memories. Every
Okay.
single person I was meeting with at the time, and it blew my mind. I mean, all I knew was Major. I never met anyone that wasn't called Major. I did end
Hmm.
up meeting a general. When I went to Wright Patterson, we went down a big elevator. And we used to do this lab coat guy was there with the white coat
Hmm.
on. I always called him a doctor. I was a kid. I didn't know there was a such thing as a scientist yet. I was
Right.
too young to know. So to
You were a
me, he
kid.
was like a doctor.
A
You do
doctor.
what he
Yeah.
says. We well,
Yeah.
we was using our. It was like remote viewing, but turned out my mother's father was from Amazon area, Peru, South
Okay.
America, and then
Yeah.
later on in life I did ancestry, and I had
Yeah.
14% Mayan. So for me, being a seer was natural. It wasn't
Yeah.
like the remote viewing was like trying to teach me to do something that I already did on my own.
Right.
It
Right.
was real
Right.
easy for me. And I'd go find like a book and a backpack, or I'd have to go through the hangar base. And I
Hmm.
actually chopped off the tip of my thumb on
Ooh.
accident one day because I
Yeah. Yeah.
closed the
Yeah.
hangar door and got my thumb caught in it. And they
Yeah. That
had
sounds not a good
technology.
thing. Yeah.
I got a wrinkle in my nail and I got a scar because of my blood
Yeah.
type. Some reason I
So
scar.
So with that, being this is a top secret program,
Oh yeah.
obviously we know absolutely, and you're willing to come on here and talk about it, I think is a beautiful thing
I'm
because
glad
as you
it's
know
helping
me,
me.
I'm as you get to know me, I'm
Yeah.
not from this planet. I'm one of the humans, not one of those low vibrational beings. I
Yeah.
came here from Mars, which is a planet of 10 to 15 million people. I
Yeah.
work with the star people. My family watches the show on a
Yeah.
large spaceship with and so I've talked about that. They are monitoring the show now.
Yeah.
They watch the show. So
Right.
hearing your story of those beings, when you were taken in the base, what's interesting is you went into Wright Patterson Air Force Base. They took you in there. People involved in the probably the Pentagon know of you. People that
Oh
are
yeah.
involved in it, they
There's
know
no
who
doubt
you
about
are.
that. I've got
So they
videos.
absolutely do know you. Yeah.
Black helicopters escort me for the past 5 years because I drive a truck. and I
Yeah.
video. There's
Wait a
no
minute.
doubt about it. They know who
So
I
when you
am.
were when you were driving a truck, were those black helicopters escorting you because they were there to watch you and protect you, or were they there because they were afraid you were going to do something? What was the reason for that?
I don't. They don't always tell me that, so I don't have the. Like
But did,
sometimes
did
they
they?
buzz me a little low, and I get worked up about that.
Mhm.
And then it seemed like they was. I think. I mean, I'm just gonna say my opinion. Those
Okay.
other people and their ships, they care a lot about those. So their
Yeah.
ships was with me. I'm
Mhm.
also thinking that my family might have been. Uh, I don't tell everybody this, but we may be genetically different, and I may be similar to you because I have memories that ain't from here.
Right.
I
So do you
ain't gonna
think
open up
you
about it all in one day, but
right?
right.
But do you think as a child that you had these abilities before you were taken
Yes,
and
yes,
see so and they didn't give you these abilities. You had them naturally and that's why they were interested in you.
yes,
That's what I'm thinking. They were interested in you because you have these abilities. Obviously, they're interested in you.
yeah,
So, um, when you were taken by these non-terrestrials, working with the people at the guy with the white suit, the white outfit, the doctor, scientist, whatever,
yeah,
and probably scientist more than a doctor, and they're working with these lower vibrational ETs to do whatever they're doing with humans. Did you see other human beings that were taken there and how they were treated? Did you notice anything to men and women, other kids, or what
yeah.
did you notice?
We would always be in groups of three, is what I noticed. So
Hmm.
sometimes it'd be a boy and a girl, sometimes it'd be two girls and me, just rotate it. But I did know a couple of them. And then when
Hmm.
they would come in the classroom and call us out to do these
Hmm.
special hearing tests and other tests, some of it was frequencies. It wasn't
Hmm.
just, hey, did you hear that sound in your left ear? Or did you hear it? It wasn't just that. They were
Yeah.
playing like binaural beats in different
Yeah.
frequencies for us. And it would put
Wow.
your mind into a different state. I would notice I would go in almost dream state
Hmm.
when I would listen to them sounds.
So they use that they use that sound vibrational thing to
Yeah.
get you to do certain things, and whatever they did, you reacted in a way where the kids, you as kids, did whatever it is that the vibrational sound wanted you to do. Correct?
Yeah, I would say there's a definite connection to them sounds
It was almost like being hypnotized, but
like that.
you weren't really kind of hypnotized. He was actually, folks,
Yeah.
he was taken into a different state to do
That's
this.
it. The
So,
brain. Yeah.
were there any, I doubt it, I'm not getting that there were any higher vibrational beings. They would never be caught in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base,
Yeah.
and
I
they
think
couldn't be caught.
those different
Yeah.
looking ones. And then like later in life, I've met some that are like super spiritual and they let me know that they're kind and loving and I feel like protected by
So
them.
let
But
so
I've
let's
had
slow
both.
down a little
I've had
bit.
both.
Let let's
There's no
let's
doubt
talk
about
about
that.
this. So let's talk about the ones you met, the few you met that were spiritual. What did they look like, and why were they at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base
The ones that were spiritual came later in life. The first ones I
later?
met were different. It was like
Hmm.
I'd see some that looked like a bird type, avian, and some that would have like it would kind of look like a mix. That's the best way I can describe it. I can draw it. I've got a couple pictures that look pretty close, like a mix,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
us and them.
Right,
Because right, and then
right.
they'd be very white though. They wouldn't be our
Okay,
skin, right? I'm
yeah.
talking about white.
But the ones that were more spiritual, you said they came later in life. What year did that start happening with the more positive spiritual ones?
I've had a mix throughout my life. Like some of them would be very loving and kind towards me, but I would be freaked out at times just because of the fear of the unknown. Once you
Yeah,
get programmed, I think starting as a kid is their ideal because you haven't been taught all this stuff that you learn throughout life. But once you
yeah.
get programmed, that don't look right, that ain't, you should be afraid, then it's
Right. But they call them avians, the one that look a little bit human and non-human. They're called avians, and then they're
yeah.
the Arcturians, which are blue beings,
I've had
and
a
then
couple of
they're
them.
okay. So those beings later on, they weren't near the military base because these
No,
beings would never
no,
be
there's
near
been
there.
some that just came to me
So
and
when they came, tell us about the good ones. When the good ones came to you, can you tell us
yeah.
how that worked, and were you taken on their ship at all,
Oh
or did they not?
yes,
Let's
yes.
talk about the good ones and tell us about which ones of the good ones took you on a ship. I want to hear about that story too.
Okay, yeah, I've had some that got these their heads go back. I've seen some that are very elongated, and
Hmm.
she was a female, and she did have the blue hue. That's the best word I'm going to use for it, because you would see them different ways. Like sometimes it would be like they're almost like they're glowing. But that's, and then when you would get inside the ship and everything would calm down, I would go to sleep. And then I would come back awake, and they'd always know I'd come back awake. And I seen other people on the ship. So I came
This
home.
is
Huh?
this was the people on the positive ship, correct?
Yeah, yeah, it was a positive ship. I didn't have
And
no.
what did the people, for audience, what did those people look like that you saw physically when you were taking? And how old were you when you were taken on the positive ship?
Oh, it started when I was young. Some of them were like, I'm going to just give you this idea. Easter Island, you got the big Moed statues, or whatever they're
Yeah,
called.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what they kind of look like. And some of them in Peru, you'll see similar, a little different, but very similar. And they had even Native American, what we call Native American patterns on them. Like they was
Really?
showing you stuff. And even some, I just recently met with one that was the not Anubis dog head, but a different type of dog head, like
Hmm.
just like Egypt. I mean, it blows
Really?
my mind.
And
So
the one, and let's slow down. So you met
yeah.
that. Let's so you there's a lot of things here, folks.
Oh, there's a
So
lot.
I mean, on that one, so on that ship, the good ship, you met multiple
Different ones.
spiritual space people.
Yeah, and it was different kinds. That's what they tried explaining to me. Like the first time I saw this one that looked like an alligator, right
Hmm.
away he told me we're the good ones. And I mean, I guess I'm just giving you what
Right,
I
right.
got. So, in my opinion, I didn't feel the bad feeling, and they
Hmm.
wanted me to know that just because they
Yeah,
look a certain way
doesn't
doesn't
mean they
mean that
are.
they're part of that. If that makes sense, there
Right.
could be good ones too, just like us, just like
And
humans
was
get
that
good.
what? Yeah, was it a really huge ship when you were on that ship? It was pretty vast or big.
Yeah, I went into a little ship at first, right? And when I went to the little ship, I didn't think I was going to fit. It was about 6 foot in diameter, and he didn't
Really?
speak. Some speak, and some will talk to you in the middle of your head. So I guess you'd say
Yeah.
telepathic. But
Well,
he
that's
didn't speak. He
telepathic.
just
Yeah.
waved his hand, telling me to get in, and I did. I didn't feel the. I felt very welcome. Very, this was a good thing. When I got inside, my God, it was huge inside, but it was only like 6 foot, if I had to guess, about
In the
6 foot.
perimeter of the outer, yeah. So that's
Yeah,
that with an Astro ship, they can look small. When you
yeah,
go in, the ship is 10 times bigger than on
yeah.
the inside than it is on the
Bigger.
outside. That goes
Way
against
bigger.
all our understanding of a ship, because we
Yeah,
think of ships in a 3D confined, where the ship is looking like small, yet it is way bigger.
yeah. Well, I got some pictures, that pretty clear ones. I don't share them with everybody, but when I get a chance and I can send you
Yeah,
some, I don't
yeah. Oh,
mind.
yes. You're gonna want to
Right.
definitely send me. Definitely message me here on TikTok as
Okay.
well. I'll give you my email on Messenger on the
Yeah.
TikTok message thing, and you can send video footage if you have any good pictures of any of the ETs, whatever you've
Yeah.
never disclosed before. I'll disclose it on here, and I can have you on again, and we can talk about the pictures because I'll
Yeah.
show them. And I'm about busting the matrix, and I want people to know the truth of what's going on. And
Right.
for as far as I'm concerned, you're a real person. We're in a program. You had both. You were on Wright Patterson Air Force Base. I still want to hear more of you. I mean, I can spend the whole
Right.
night just talking to you.
I know,
So,
man. I
and
can't stay up all night, but I would like to talk more another time. I
we can definitely do that. You
I
probably
can
have to
go
go.
on and
I'm not
on
trying.
too.
I could go on for another 20 minutes if you can do it, but
Yeah.
but so I'm interested in that ship. So that ship is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Folks who are just tuning in, this show is being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel
Yeah.
by tomorrow morning. I'll have this on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. And yeah, we're gonna have to have you back. But when you were on the ship, I want to ask you, where did they take you off planet somewhere else to another place?
I
Do you
mean,
know?
the ship goes from point A to point B, and then they'll sometimes let me look because, like, the best way I can describe it, some of the ships are totally clear. They got these, looks like uh, almost like a honeycomb, like wires, but they're not wires, like
Right.
light laser lights in the
It
shell of the
feels like
ship,
you can
and
be
then the
you can
skin
be
of the ship
walking.
is clear. You could see
You feel
wherever
like
you want.
you feel like you're walking in space, don't you?
Yeah, you feel like you're just
Is
floating.
that a weird feeling? If like,
Well,
how does
at
that feel?
at first, the only time I ever really feel the ship moving is when we're like going really slow or coming down and curving to
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
going from
Yeah.
point A to point B, it's like
Yeah.
blink your eyes, you're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
You can,
like Stephen, when we watch like the sci-fi things like Star Trek, where they would go at light speed, or how
yeah,
they like say no, like Star Wars, where they have to get away from the dark the Republic, and they're
yeah.
going like all of a sudden they disappear. They're somewhere else. Uh,
It's
did
pretty
their
quick.
ships go? Did it feel really relaxed on the ship? And
Yeah.
how quickly did you get from point A to point B in space?
Time wise, like a minute. It's super fast,
Hmm.
but you don't
Hmm.
feel nothing. You do feel this. There's a sound because I got a video from 2 nights ago, and I was standing in my backyard, and the ship came right down to me, and it made this swoosh, like, and I could feel the pressure on top of my head just a little bit. It didn't hurt me or nothing, but you could, and when I was recording, you could hear the, and that's it. It's super
Yeah. Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could hear
Yeah.
where it just cut the wind, and that's it. And then there are ships, depending on what species it is. Some of the
Mm.
really kind insectoid people, because I've met some from every race, that
Yeah.
turns out they have good people, and they've also know that there's some negative vibration or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But their ships will
I
make
got you.
sounds. I mean, they
Mm.
make sounds.
All right, man. You have to come back again. Everyone's
Yes,
in. I'm.
yes,
I'm
I'd love to.
totally. You've been great. Courtney was great earlier. My other guest in Boca Raton, Florida,
Yeah.
and yeah, you've been really a great guest. I'm following you now,
Okay.
and yeah, definitely. Let me make sure I'm following you here. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
following you.
I'll
And
send you some.
everybody, I want to thank Stephen for coming on here.
Yes,
You were
sir.
courageous, and I got amped up earlier because of TikTok doing something to me,
Yeah.
and I just said, "The heck with this! We're just gonna bust the matrix here and just forget about everything." So
Yeah.
thank you so much. You are the reason why I do what I do, because you are disclosure. You're speaking truth. You're
That's where
sharing
it's gonna come.
information. People are hearing it for the first time. Half of the stuff you're talking about, I didn't even know about, and I'm really thankful you came on here, brother. You can come on here anytime you wish. If you have new information, I got a feeling you're taken off planet quite often, aren't you?
It happens a lot. Yeah. I mean,
It happens a lot.
yeah, and it's a
You need to
beautiful
keep in touch with us.
I've been able,
Yeah.
I'm so blessed because at first, when, say about 7 years ago, something happened and I was coming home and I just knew that something was there. I couldn't see it with these eyes, but I took a picture and
Right.
there was a ship parked right on the front porch on its side. And it was just parked 3 feet off the ground, crystal clear. And you could even see the
Yeah.
gold. It had like gold symbols around the edge, and it had these lights that were like bent tubes, and that's just what they were. When I went inside, he was showing me everything like the Egypt pyramids, and it was teaching about us. Your pineal
Yeah.
gland is a big important thing right now for the awakening of our consciousness. And they was showing me,
Yeah.
he put this crystal and flew and it spun, and I was like, oh my God, this bright light came out, and I was
And
like,
have
this is
they
why.
have they given you the good beings, the good space people that you've met?
Yeah.
Did they give you anything to take back from the ship, like any kind of technology or something they
But
want you to have for protection, or no?
well, yeah,
I don't know.
there's some things,
I
but
I kind of do know that. I
I
read
had
energy,
something.
so I know.
The very first time it was a black rock, and then I thought they was throwing something at me. I had to learn, and then they showed me things in my mind, and I didn't want to misinterpret it, so I would write it down. And now I'm starting to really get the hang of it because
Hmm.
they show you bluntly. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
tell you in person. They show you, and they show you like 3 or 4 things in a row, and you need
Yeah.
to put it together. It ain't like
Yeah.
it's words with it, but they'll show you a picture of something that you
Right.
recognize. All right. So
So the thing they gave you, this black
it's a
crystal or rock,
meteorite. It's a
it's a
meteorite.
meteorite.
Yeah.
So and why did they give you the meteorite? Can you explain that to us?
I don't know why. I kept it. I know I'm keeping it.
Okay. All right. Well, that was definitely a space gift to you.
Well, and I
All
work
right,
with
Stephen.
crystals. Yeah, and they've
You
shown
work with
me stuff
crystals?
sometimes. And then I'll hear a
Okay.
voice, and it's usually very
Hmm.
angelic sounding. So I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's a good one.
I
Do you,
like
do you
that
have
one.
do you have the meteorite or the black rock there that you can show us?
Yeah, I
This will
think I
be
do.
nice. All right, we're going to see the rock that the space people gave him. This is going to be pretty cool.
If you can see that, it's a pretty good size one.
So when you were on the ship, they gave you that rock?
No, actually, I was over there talking with them. I seen them standing there, and their ship lit up, and I got it on video. And this little one came out, and it didn't hurt me, but I could feel it. He was holding this thing in his hand. It was like almost triangular in shape, and I'm looking at it, and I could see it. And then
Show us the rock. Let's see the rock. Keep the rock on the screen. Look at that. So the space being gave you the rock.
yeah, he tossed it right out to me. It didn't hit me or nothing. So I realized he specifically wanted me to know, we're here. Here, this is for you. And it's like, how often do you find a meteorite?
I mean, how often do you have somebody on the show that got a meteorite from a space person from a spaceship? How many people
Right.
do you know that? Anybody out there?
Not every day.
Really? Not every day.
Yeah.
Amazing, brother. And this show's being recorded. It's live. We're recording it. It'll be on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I really thank you, brother. You're going to be on here with all the taking off the planet, going, with the things you're doing with the positive ones. You can talk to them telepathically and let them know. They probably know about my show, the good ones, but
I'm sure.
I'm sure they do
I don't
know.
think
But
people meet like us by accident.
no, it's not by accident. No, there's no way. There's no way.
Right.
Do you have anything else that they might have given you as a gift from the spaceship?
Well,
I had asked. Someone's asking me. I'm asking you.
I gotta send you pictures of this one. On Thanksgiving night, I was asleep in bed anyways, and I woke up and I told my wife, I was like, man, I had the strangest vision, and I felt something. Anyway, she's like, well, hold on, I want to finish your story. She gets up to walk around me. I had no shirt on, and there was this hieroglyphs all over my back. And I mean,
Oh my
when
God.
you see the pictures, you'd blow your mind. I'm talking about perfect pyramids and these what they called a spiral, the cosmic spiral, and they were all in perfect positions. And then they had like 3 of their ships. And then I'll show you a picture of their ship next to what's on my back, and you'll be like,
Okay.
"That's their ship. There it is on your back."
When I see that picture, we're
Yeah.
going to have you back on. We're going to show the picture of the ship,
Yeah.
and with your consent, of course. And
that's
we're going to
fine.
let everybody all over the world see that ship.
Yeah.
We're all about disclosure. Okay, man, Stephen. I know it's getting late for you, and I
I
don't know
do
if
not.
have to
Thank
leave.
you.
Thank you for being here, brother. You've been a great guest. I want to thank Courtney for being here. We're still here. And Stephen, when you have something to show us, just message me. I'll give you the email and messenger after my show's over, and we'll connect and get pictures and whatever video you might have.
Roger that.
Oh, that's one thing somebody wanted to do is if you put a flashlight to the meteorite, does anything happen? Is there any kind of reaction?
I haven't done that. I don't have a flashlight on me right now, but
Yeah.
we can try it and see.
Yeah. Because if it goes, I want to see. They're
It's pretty
saying use a
heavy.
flash. One person says use a flashlight. So that
Okay.
rock is pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's got some weight for a little rock.
Wow,
It's got
that's
some
pretty
air
amazing.
holes in it, like it's been melted, almost like a volcanic rock.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I live in
someone's
Michigan.
saying-
It was tossed right to me. I mean, it wasn't no
Maybe-
accident.
Well, maybe a
Tossed
light
right.
bulb near a light bulb or something. Let's see if it does
What's it
anything.
supposed to do?
I don't know. I'm not saying it's supposed to do anything. Someone wants to see it in a light bulb. Okay, that's going to be kind of difficult.
Yeah, we have to do
yeah,
that maybe next time.
The next time you come on, get a flashlight and we'll do something with the light and see what happens.
Maybe I can get one of them little lasers or something too.
Laser light, yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that. Just don't shoot the laser at yourself.
No.
Hey, Stephen, man, I appreciate you. We're definitely going to have you back on here. We all love you. You've been a great guest, and I really do appreciate you.
Right back at you, brother. Thank you.
All right, Stephen. All right, everybody.
I do not.
Definitely. Yes.
I got excited.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be able to talk. I have been holding this in for a long time.
Well, this is the best place to do it because I am the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on any social media. We do stuff live, and I'm a professional broadcaster on radio. So, and also a contactee. So, there you go. All right, Stephen, man. We appreciate you.
So.
Thanks for coming on here.
All right.
And we got 2 more people in queue. Let me see what we got here. And again, you have to be over 18. No kids on the show. no smoking on the camera, no drugs on the camera, no drinking, no drunks, no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics. I'm going to do Rocky Boy Joe, and then we're going to bring random, maybe random something. I won't say the other word, but we'll be Rocky Boy Joe on our show now. You're watching Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show. I'm a contactee. I'm the host of the show on NPR Radio. Rocky Boy Joe, welcome to our show. Rocky Boy Joe, you with us? All right, maybe not.
Video? Yeah.
Okay, we got you. Welcome to the show.
Do I have to show my video?
No, you don't have to do anything. You don't have enough followers to go on live like that, but you're good for audio, so you're good.
Oh, okay.
You're fine. So
Yeah.
tell us about yourself, where you are, and what you want to share with our Encounters audience.
Bonjour, Anin. Tansigya. I am Anishinaabe. I speak Nahuan as well. And so we have, we're in English, we're Chippewa Cree, Turtle Island. Now it's USA. And yeah, we had several encounters throughout my life. And I was just curious about a couple things. You know, I think I told you before on a previous night about some of them, but I forgot about my one where I had a near death, or I died, I guess, because my wife said they put those paddles on my chest to bring me back. I was in the hospital, and I got somebody hexed me. You know, natives have their own hexing, like voodoo and stuff. And so I was in the hospital there, and I don't know if it's the morphine they gave me, but you know, I was like an out of body experience. I could feel my body coming up. I was at the table, the bed was tilted, and I kid you not, I had seen everybody around me was not human, and they were all tall, and they were all still in their robes, but they were really tall, and they were off doing things, and they weren't paying any attention to me. But I guess I was strapped down, and my wife eventually came in there. But I could see out this huge window, and I was looking down because my bed was tilted, and I could see Earth, and we were really close. And I thought that was the oddest thing, because I'm afraid of heights, and I was like, no, don't let me slide off this bed and go through that window. And I was like, nobody was paying attention to me. And eventually my wife come in there, and she said, they had to tie you down because you were trying to get out of there. And I said, well, these guys are trying to hurt me. And she said I was talking about aliens and other things. And I just wanted your take on to see if that was the drugs, or if I had some kind of experience.
Well, you might have. When you said you were looking down through a window in that one part of your story, if you're looking down at yourself through a window, what was that window, and where was that window? Was that off planet? You were looking down at the Earth?
Yeah. So I was in a bed that had been not flat, but it had been tilted up. So I was laying on my bed flat, but it was tilted up, and I could see this huge glass window on the end. But in between the window was all these guys that were doing stuff. They weren't human.
Okay.
And then I could see Earth.
Right. So you're actually right there. Those few words you're saying tells me, Rocky, you were on a ship out of your body, which was in a hospital, in a surgery room, and you were on a ship. Now, the people you saw on the ship, I have very, very distinct questions here. Mm-hmm. You say they were tall. What did they look like?
They had white hair, and they were in long robes. They were tall. They were not normal, and they were walking around, but they weren't paying attention to me. I couldn't see their faces very well, but they were all doing other things.
So did they look human to you, like, tall humans?
No, not at all. And there was other people laying there. They were doing stuff on other people, laying there. But when my wife came in there, I was the only one in the room.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
I actually saw all these people on. There was just me and a few other humans, all on different beds. They were going back and forth, working on,
Right,
and
but
they had
you
stuff. They had
physically
stuff
you were you
hanging.
were you were physically in a hospital. You probably astral projected out of your body onto this experience on what you call a ship, because you were looking down through a window where you were. You saw other tall beings or whatever,
Yeah,
and so my guess is, and again, I'd have to think about this a little bit more tonight when I'm not on, is that my first impression is that you were astral projected out of your body during surgery, and you ended up in this experience on a ship
yeah,
potentially.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. That's what
All
I
right, Rocky.
believe. I don't really know what else. You said you were from Mars.
Yes, that's where I came from. Before I came here, I volunteered to come here. I came from Mars before I came here. I lived on Mars, which is a planet of 10 to 15 billion
Yeah.
inhabitants. I'm also an Ashtar commander, meaning I have a space consciousness and an Earth based consciousness. So um, I'm able to do things that when I was a kid, when I had a two-way CB radio when that was popular when I was a kid in the 60s, I had been an early teenager, and this girl who had a CB radio had a Moody Blues album, and she says, whatever you're doing, you're moving my album on the table. I said, I can't move your album on the table. I'm not doing anything. She says, no, you were just moving my album on the table. And so I did have abilities when I was a kid that I didn't know what they were, but now I'm fully activated and I have abilities to do things that I can never imagine doing when I was 15 or 20 years old.
Wow. I had a question then. Why do you think it's okay for us to go to Mars?
No, it's not. You won't be able to.
Yeah.
Mars is a very well protected planet within the galactic spiritual worlds of peace. All those people that want to go to Mars and inhabit Mars and colonize Mars will not be able to do it. It will never be able to be done. Even if people think they can do it, they're not going to be allowed to do it. It's a planet that lives in peace with 10 to 15 million inhabitants on the planet, and they're not going to ever allow Earth based power to go to Mars and try to do what they want to do. Not going to happen.
Just a quick follow up, if it's okay. What do you think about those droids that are those landing things that we're doing that they claim to send back pictures? Is that real?
Um, I don't know about that. The NASA has some stuff on Mars that sends back pictures, and some of their pictures are undoctored, and sometimes it even had one picture of a spaceship in the atmosphere. Mars's atmosphere is got an atmosphere of oxygen.
Hmm.
Many moons ago, Mars had a problem with some of the technology, which kind of messed things up a little bit. But the Martian population, if you were to be living on Mars, it does have an oxygen has oxygen on the planet.
Okay, Commander Alien, thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Rocky. We're going to let you go. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for sharing
Yes.
your story. And let me see who else we got here. And we have Nick Knight. And again, to be on the show, I got my moderators. My moderators want to thank you for all you're doing. Let me take a little drink of apple cider. I've been talking so much and interviewing so much, I got to drink some apple cider. Okay. And welcome to 2025. And I appreciate all my moderators. You're doing a great job. Keep your eyes, for the lookout for people that might be doing. Hey, Yaya Spirit, thank you. Oh man, Yaya Spirit, you just woke me up. I just had some virtual coffee. It's an unbelievable taste. Thank you so much. Give me some fuel. Appreciate it. And let's see here. So if you want to be a guest, you have information to share, you're welcome to come on the show. This is Encounters. We're on at 11 o'clock at night. Saturday nights is Ashtar Command Communications Night. We have a Q&A. You can ask anything you want about the positive space people. I have a lot of information here, and we'll talk about it on Saturday evenings at 11. and we're on 11 till almost 1 o'clock at night, almost a 2 hour show, near 2 hour. So hello, not just Nicole, good to see you. Again, you definitely have to be over 18. If you fake it, I will know it, and I will take you off the air in 2 seconds. So over 18, no drugs on the show, no politics, no religion, no paranormal discussion, no kids on the show, no smoking on camera, no drinking on camera, none of that stuff. That's all out here. We do a real talk show. All right. And let me see who we got here. Oops, let me see here. Nick Knight. We're going to see who Nick Knight is. And we host the show here. Welcome everybody to another edition of Encounters. Nick Knight, welcome to Encounters.
Hello. Can you hear
How you
me?
doing, Nick Knight? Yes, I can hear
Good,
you.
how are you?
Good. And are you over 18?
I am 18.
Okay, you're 18. Okay,
I was
because I
born
think yeah.
February 24th, 2006. I
So
can
I
turn on my
think you.
camera if you would like.
I think you have to be 18 or over for TikTok, if I remember correctly. I just don't want to get in trouble here with TikTok. And what would you like to share before we get started?
I have encountered, I would say, 4 beings or spirits during astral travel. One of them is kind of concerning, and I kind of needed advice on it.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, definitely you can come on camera since you're 18 or over,
okay.
and let's talk a little bit about what you're going through. We deal, again, if it ends up being non-extraterrestrial or non-related, there's not much I can do there. So I try to keep it focused on the extraterrestrial part. If it is an encounter with low vibrational ETs, hey, welcome, lower vibrational ETs, maybe we can help you out. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Okay. So, from what I can remember, I've astral traveled 5 times. The fourth time, all I can remember is I was laying down and there was this being and he was black. Not like African, black,
Right, right, right.
right? He was like connecting these cords to me. It's hard to explain. He was like connecting these cords to my body. And these
Mm-hmm,
cords were
mm-hmm,
like this thick.
mm-hmm.
And the cords were also black. And I was laying on this black table and that's all I could see.
Hmm.
All I remember is he was connecting these things like kind of like surgically, but not.
Right.
And then I woke up. That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was a negative entity or what that was.
Yeah.
So
So that's a good. So let me go backwards a little bit. So when you were on this table and these things were being attached to you, did you feel you were having this done in your home environment, or that you were taken somewhere else on a ship? Where
I
were
was
you?
not in my home. I
You
was
weren't in your home.
in a place I could not have. It was like a void. It was just the table. This like like it was like this like this. I don't want to say
Yeah.
a cabinet. It was like this
Hmm.
thing connecting the cords to me.
Wow. Now, did you see only one being, or did you see more than one being?
One.
Only one. And did it communicate with you at all? Did it try to telepathically? No, no
Mhm.
communication.
And it wasn't like on a spaceship either. It was just like I can only see that, and like it looked endless, like
Hmm.
black in the end.
Hmm. Yeah. So it had a form, but it did look like it had a form, or was it translucent and you
It
just
had
can
a
see through it?
form. It was tall, like 6'5" maybe,
Hmm.
and I couldn't see its face, but it was just like black. It did have arms and legs,
Hmm.
and it could stand up.
Hmm. After the thing did what it did with the things attached to you, what happened to you consciously when you came back afterwards? Did you
I
feel
was in a
different? I
like
mean,
fear, like negative. I just
hmm.
felt like angry, scared. Like
Hmm.
I wasn't like it wasn't like even a scary experience. This was just like all I could feel in my body. Like it.
Because you're reacting to what happened to you. I
Mhm.
mean, no human being would want to have that happen to him. I don't think. I don't think that's something. And I read energy. I don't know how much you've watched my show or know much about what I do here, but welcome to the show for the first time. We definitely, you're amongst good people here, and we have people over the world watching it. So my feeling is that whatever it did, it shouldn't have done to you, even though you didn't feel any negativity. It still is against universal law for any being, from any, whether it be multidimensional, interdimensional, wherever it came from, to do what it did to you. One of the things I do is on my show here, I'm, like I say, going to my space consciousness. I am human. I played sports when I was a kid, and baseball and soccer and all this. And I am human, but I'm also, my consciousness is also from an off planet area where I come from a higher spiritual level of consciousness. That's why I can do certain things on this show and do the kind of interviews I do, because I know a lot of things. And I, with you, as I read your energy, um, I think one of the things that I feel is you should be scanned for any potential control or implants they did to you, or this being did to you. I think that is important to do. And I
How
think
do I do
tomorrow
that?
night, if you're, when we have more time, on Friday night, what's today? Today's Thursday.
Hmm.
Friday night, if you come on Friday night, I will do a scanning. I'll show you how I do it with the palm of my hands. I'm able to scan people and remotely take out implants if you were implanted or any kind of adjustments were done in a negative way to you. I will make sure that you're clear of that and protected.
Okay, I'll come on tomorrow. And
Okay?
then another time I only had a astral projection because of, you know how split mind works, right?
Yeah.
So I heard it only lasted like 30 seconds because in my physical body I heard someone walking around in my house.
Hmm.
But I woke, this was my first time actually. I closed my eyes and then I like after like some meditation,
Mm-hmm.
like this void or like it was like a portal, like a spiral. And then I
Mm-hmm.
opened my eyes and I think I was in the Grand Canyon. I was definitely in a canyon. And there was three
Hmm.
beings. I was
Mm-hmm.
laying down on the ground, looking down on me. Like if I was laying down, they were like looking at my face. And I don't know who they were. They seemed positive, or like my spirit guides possibly. I'm not too sure.
Maybe. Tell me who they, and before we, get towards 1 o'clock, tell me what they looked like to you.
I don't remember. I do remember they had like a human type body.
Okay.
They weren't anything like out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think they look like humans though.
Were they all three of them? They were both. Were they men or women or a mixture of both?
From what I remember, I think men, maybe one of
Men,
them was a woman.
a woman. Okay. Were they tall, and what kind of complexion did they have? Can you tell me?
They looked like white people. Um, I think one of them had darker hair.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think they all actually had darker hair.
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting.
Mm.
That in my automatic reading on that is they were the opposite of the other one. They were definitely very spiritual, higher vibrational beings. So
Mhm.
they made contact with you. We're going to definitely do some good things with you tomorrow night on the show. You are an amazing person,
Thank you.
and to do justice to this, we'll do this at after 11 o'clock when we go on tomorrow night. We're in Connecticut on the East Coast, so we go 11 East Coast, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 o'clock on the West Coast.
What time did you say Eastern?
11 o'clock Eastern. What state are you located
Okay,
in?
Michigan.
Michigan. So you're on the East Coast. So yeah, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna have you back on tomorrow night, Nick, so I can do this right.
All right. See you.
All right, brother. Take care. Hold
Bye.
on. We'll just do this here. And let's do this. Let's see. Okay, my camera gonna. Okay, there we go. And so there we go. I want to do justice with Nick now that I know him better. Tomorrow night we're going to do a scanning of Nick. We're going to see if the other thing did any implants on him. First of all, the thing that was attached that the other thing did, that's totally not right. And but the thing with the Grand Canyon, the three beings there, is the complete opposite of the other one. So yeah, very cool. We're gonna have him back on tomorrow night. It's getting up near 1 o'clock here, and I want to thank all my guests. I want to thank Courtney, definitely Stephen. We're gonna have Stephen back on. I'm gonna connect with Stephen offline here, and get the photos that we're going to hopefully help out. And with Nick, I guarantee you what we're going to do tomorrow night is we're going to find out what that other being did to him, and we're going to actually find if he has any implants. We're going to scan all his energy here remotely, and we're going to, after we're done with him, he will never have that contact with negative ET being again, ever again. I want to thank everybody for being on the show. Watch my show on Encounters on YouTube, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. All the shows are recorded. You got almost a half a year. I mean, you got a lot of shows there to go through. It'll probably take you weeks to watch them. If you missed any of the show here, don't worry about it. It'll be my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News. And I think that kind of does it for tonight. I want to leave now. I'm going to let people do gifting here. Thank you for all the gifts. CmdrAleon, thank you. I appreciate the gift. Thank you so much. And if you want to support my show, the best way you can do it is TikTok gifting. Is really easy. You can go to my Venmo account on my main page, my profile. There's a link to my YouTube channel and Venmo. Venmo I have, and you can donate to Venmo, and I'll get that pretty quick. So we're committed to what we do here. I've been in this thing for a long time. Alien Report, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And everybody out there who's following us, please follow before you go. Press the follow button on here. We need to continue. My goal is to get to, before the end of this year, to get to hopefully 1 million followers. And we're almost at 1 million likes. So let's keep doing it. Let's make it happen. We're not at 100,000 yet. We're at 93.1. I need everybody to tap. We have 621 people. If 621 people tap right now, every one of you, if you really enjoyed Disclosure tonight and enjoyed the interviews, show your support, tap the screen. You'll see the heart happen. When you press the screen, the heart happens. It'll get me up to 100,000. We should be already at 100,000. We should get there. Let's see everybody be proactive, even if you weren't being interviewed and you're collectively enjoying this program, because there's nothing like it on regular TV or on cable. You're not going to see it there. We're here on TikTok for a reason. We're doing this show on TikTok for a reason, and we're here to tell you the truth. Mindless, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. All the gifts, little gifts, big gifts, however you want to do it. Venmo, go to my main account, make a donation. We appreciate it. We're at 100,000. Let's keep it going. We can get even higher than that. With 500 people on here, we could get, if everybody taps, we can get probably to 200,000. And thank you for the lobster. If I can't motivate you, nobody can. And believe me, when I'm this amped up, I can motivate anybody. So I know right now that 100 can become 200 if every single person taps the screen. Can you imagine 570 so much people tapping all together the screen? We can do it. Thank you, Ashley. We can do it. We're at 102 right now, Worldwin. Yep, we can definitely do it. You know we can do it. The positivity is the most important thing. There's nothing you cannot do if you tap the screen. You see, if you tap the screen, you can do it. And I'm looking right now. We have 572 beautiful people out there. We're at 110. Let's get it up to 200. Let's do 200. If we do 200, that'd be great. 200. Can we do 200,000? Sure we can. 200,000, yes. We can do 200,000. You know, don't disappoint me, folks. I know you can do it. Andromedans, hey, Bill. I don't personally, but the Andromedans are part of the Ashtar Command, which is the positive space people. Hey, greetings, Freedom Fighter. And so the Syrians, I'm just getting this tone and a tone coming into the right side of my ear. That's usually when I'm getting a download. I'm getting this tone like ooh. I want to go to sleep tonight. I'm sure I'm going to get some information. Hey, Paranormal Ghosts and UFOs. Good to see you. Rita Maria, we're at 125,000. I want to hit 200,000. You know, I keep freezing up. Oh, that's kind of weird. Bill Gray, you get those too? Yeah, it's usually when you get a download, Bill. I don't get it all the time, but it's going away now, so it's almost downloaded, the information. 130,000. We can do 200,000. Hey, Kit Kat, you keep coming in and out. Let's see here. Hi, Cleo. Thank you for the whatever that thing's called. Delulu, I think it is a Delulu. Hey, Kit Kat. Are you traveling all over the universe tonight on TikTok? Let's see here. We're almost at 135. Let's do 200. Can we do 200? Yes, we can. We need less than 70,000. 70. We can do this. We're 138,000. I'm not going off until we get to 200. And I'm not doing, I feel like an auctioneer here. Can we have number 5, 77.4, 77? No, I'm not an auctioneer. I can't do that. Jared, thank you. Mindless, thank you. Jared, thank you for the gifts. It was a good thing that I ended up getting that violation from TikTok because that really amped me up. Man, that amped me up so much. And now it's permanent. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. We appreciate them. We're 145,000 folks. We can do 200,000. It's not like you're giving any money away. You're just trying to get the number. Everyone tap the screen when you see a Yaya Spirit. I'm going to be up all night with that coffee, Yaya. Thank you, Yaya. You know how to keep a person awake. You do a good job, Yaya. More creators. No, we're not doing that. Let's see. TikTok does this thing where they pop up screens on me to get more creators on my live here. It's just like random. I don't understand that, you know. We're at 155,000. Let's get to 200. Same thought. Thank you for the, man, I'm getting so much virtual caffeine. I don't know if I'm going to go to sleep tonight. Dimples, good to see you. You know, if I were crazy enough, I'd be on all night, but I'm not going to do that. I know people would like to see encounters on all night, but it's not happening. But we're almost at a 200,000 mark. We're at 160,000. Thank you, Mindless Occasion. We appreciate you as a guest. Hey, Bonnie, good to see you. No, I want to get some rest tonight. Paul, man, I got so much virtual caffeine in me now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Then Z, thank you. Now I got a chili pepper that's even hotter than the caffeine. Now I'm going to be smoking tonight. Sonia, thank you. Oh, now it's cold in New England. Oh my gosh, thank you for the we call the galaxy. Now I think I'm in space. Same. Wow, that's crazy. I'm getting all those drinks. Thank you. But if I can't sleep tonight, it's all the virtual caffeine everyone's giving me on encounters. We're at 171. Thank you. That was different. That was totally different. Thank you. I like that. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stephen, Steph, Darcy, for the bubblegum. I appreciate that. That was good. That was very good. I appreciate that. And thank you for the people from Earth. Thank you for the 2025 Enlightened. Thank you for the heart puff. Thank you so much. Oh, man, I love all you people. Let me tell you, I love everybody out here. All the new people, all the old people. You now, if you're finding our show, you now know why we're the #1 spiritual UFO talk show on social media. Nico, Happy New Year to you, brother. Happy New Year. Alien Report, everybody out there. Let's see. Thank you for the drinks. And thank you for the other thing. Let me see here. The bulb or whatever that thing was. Yeah, Spirit. I'm telling you, you give me too much to drink. Sam Fesh, you folks are going to keep me up all. We're at 185. We're 186, almost at 200,000. Thank you for the join my team. I appreciate that, Sonia. Let's see. Who gave me that? I'm trying to keep up here. We almost made 200,000 taps. We're almost there, folks. I am so proud of all my viewers here. We're at 189,000. We're almost at the 200,000 mark. We're going to do it. No, yeah, don't be kind. Just keep giving me the drinks. I don't care. I'll go to sleep eventually with the virtual coffee. I am so wound up anyway. I'm good. I have some apple cider left. Yeah, yeah. I'll be drinking that before I go to sleep. Jackie, thank you for the heart in me. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we appreciate everybody here. You know, you're all a great group of people. Yeah, your spirit. Tahar. You see, I have to say the word Tahar. It's an actual thing that is on the Ashtar command ship. That is a vegetarian thing that you could actually drink, and it is Tahar, Terry. You didn't know I have the ability to do some acting here, did you? You know, we're in a multi-dimensional reality. Thank you, everybody. We're at 202,000. I thank you. We did it. We did it together. We'll be on tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. I can't wait to see who's going to be on here. And we're going to do with Nick, we're going to scan him and see what's going on with that. And that's going to be interesting. And we're going to make sure that he has no negative implants, on him or in his body from that experience. Everybody take care. Have a great morning. It's Friday. It's 1:08 in the morning on the East Coast here. We'll see you tomorrow night on another edition. Rebecca, thank you. On Encounters, a show that's out of this world. Please spread the word about Encounters. This is the place. Yaya Spirit, thank you for the heart, for knowing about disclosure. We're going to tell you the truth. We're not going to hide it. And we're going to contact Stephen Greer's group, the media people, and find out what that's all about and see if we can get Stephen Greer to come on TikTok on my show. I'm going to definitely try to get Dr. Stephen Greer on here. One way or the other, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to do it anyway. Everybody take care. Kit Kat, everybody out there, have a beautiful morning. Get ready for Friday night at 11, and we'll see y'all, brothers and sisters. Take care. Keep your eyes to the skies. And remember, disclosure is you. Bust the matrix.